Hello YouTube, this is Federico, private investigator at Intertect, and want to make a follow-up from my previous video, how the internet works, to deep dive into a couple of aspects that I only touched upon briefly, which were the HTTP protocol, the language of these communications, internet communications, and IP addresses, okay? So let's start with HTTP. HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And it's a language that you use to request content, whether it be music or any sort of data. Let's take the example before. Give me Google's homepage. Okay, Google's homepage is going to be written like this: get slash. That's it. Get slash, these letters, space, and this symbol. When received by a server at Google, the server at Google is going to see this HTTP request coming in. This is inside the paper envelope, the HTTP packet. Okay, this is what's inside. But what does this mean? Is there a pattern? Yes. This is called an HTTP verb, and there's more verbs than get. The main ones are get, post, put, patch, which we're gonna group together because they do the same thing, delete. Okay, maybe you can start guessing that get is to get content, so it's the home page. Post is to create content. So for example, when we're writing a new post on Facebook, well, kind of like the same word, let's make another example. We're writing a blog post on our WordPress blog or any other blog, right? We click new blog article, we write the article, and then we type submit, publish. When we type publish, we are sending an HTTP request from our laptop to the server of our blog saying, hey, post to the, and this is, we're gonna get to what this is actually. Post to articles, and then let's kind of do this so they're separated. Articles, and then post is gonna have a special more data in it, because this is not just to request things. It's gonna also have what's called a JSON object or an XML object, depends. But there's gonna be basically, let's see, this is an open curly brace, and there's gonna be the content of your, let me write it better. What the hell am I doing? Text, content of your article, closed curly brace, because it's a structured way to send data. And it's called, a lot of times it's used JSON, but I don't want to go too off topic and too technical. Put and patch, same thing, is once we wrote an article, right, in this example, let's also keep articles. Same thing, data. We want to modify the article, different content, and it's gonna put or patch. It's gonna modify what we created with post. And here delete articles, and then slash again, 11 is gonna tell the Google server to delete article 11. So what is this? We haven't talked about this. This is the path. It tells where to apply this verb. So post in the article's path the content of the article, and that's how the web server again can take this and then sends it to the web application backend, the API, to actually save your article in the blog, and there you go, then you have your article published. So that's HTTP. And through this, it's more complex than that, obviously, and there's also HTTP codes for the responses. The server can respond with an HTTP 200. These are the responses below here. Okay, with 200, this one you've seen a lot of times, 404. If you're saying, hey, get / blah blah blah, right, something that doesn't exist in the server is gonna say, hey, one second, I don't recognize that path, so I'm gonna send you back a 404, which means not found. 200 means okay, and just like that, there's many codes. I don't wanna explain them all, because you can just Google HTTP response codes and kind of check them out. There's many of them. Now let's talk about IP also briefly. The IP address is an address that identifies our laptop, just like our house needs to be identified in a grid of houses in the map in a city in order to receive mail, right? This is the house, big house. So this is gonna have an IP address, and this is gonna have a regular address. Our computer is a house in the network of the internet, just like the house is in a network of streets. How does an IP address look like? So there's two different IP addresses. One is called IPv4 and one IPv6. Let's talk about just IPv4. This, for sake of simplicity, is a number separated by dots. Is a bunch of numbers separated by dots. So it's gonna be, for example, 105 times 9 times 41 times 2. This is an IP address, and then each portion kind of like helps route your packet, helps identify your location in the network and in the geography of the world as well. An address instead is 123 example road. Okay, this is an IP address and this is an address. Just like this is a way to, again, route, this road at this number, at this intersection, at this house number. Same thing. This is broken down in way, and I don't want to dig down deep too much, but that's how IP address looks like. Each computer connected to the internet needs to have an IP address. When people do crimes online, or they want to hide for a reason or the other, they mask this IP address using VPNs or proxies or Tor, and that's also a lot of very interesting things that we can talk about. IP address, HTTP protocol. Again, how do they fit in here? The HTTP is what we write inside this envelope and what gets sent to the internet to the server. The server reads HTTP packet, HTTP language protocol. Our laptop speaks HTTP protocol, so they can work together, they can exchange information. IP address, how I am identified and how Google is identified. And remember that DNS is the service that matches an easy to remember name like google.com to a more harder thing to remember, such as an IP address, which is though needed to be put in here in this envelope to then for it to be routed correctly to destination. And this kind of completes how the internet works. I hope you enjoyed this more slow and detailed version of the video. Please like and subscribe to support me, to support our nonprofit, to support our investigations and our mission. Thank you again for your attention. See you next time. Stay safe.